is going to be very deep, y'all, and it is something that I have had to overcome with a lot of healing and still on my healing journey because it hits home, y'all. Today's episode is how narcissistic mothers set their daughters up for failure. Y'all, if this isn't the one and the two, because what I'm about to touch base on is something that a lot of us that have dealt with narcissistic parents are not able to talk about because it is something that we are unconscious of. So yes, remember to check out the custom t-shirts available on TikTok, Pain Into Power Shop. I am finishing last minute renovations to my studio where I will be recording my live sessions, my live art showcases on TikTok. And please make sure you thumbs up, like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Remember, y'all, when you subscribe to the channel, this is how you start your journey on turning your pain into power. And when you thumbs up, y'all, this is how you show YouTube that you appreciate the content, that these topics are topics that are not discussed enough for my peoples that are still trying to heal from narcissistic abuse. Yes, let's go ahead and get right into the topic. How narcissistic mothers set their daughters up for failure. Number one, they never give their approval or validations to their daughters. And so what ends up happening, speaking from experience, is that you grow up not feeling good enough. Like no matter what you do, nothing that you can do, nothing that you can accomplish will ever be good enough. Because when your parents don't give you their approval, you end up going to the streets to seek this validation. And what are forms that you seek these validations from? External people, people outside your family, people that are supposed to be your net of protection and love. You end up people pleasing. And a lot of the times you end up people pleasing the wrong people. Because what will happen is you will attract people that are also experiencing similar types of pains, similar types of abuse, trauma, and childhood trauma. Because when I look back at the toxic relationships that I had put myself into, even the toxic friendships, because this is the thing, like when your parents, like when the people that are supposed to love and protect you, not bully you and put you down, when your parents are the source of that, you start getting familiar with this type of abuse. And so what happens to a child? They go with what they're familiar. As a mother, I see that. So that's why I try to give the peace at home so she can look for that when she builds friends. And, you know, when they say, I'm trying to give my child what I didn't have, this is what you should be giving. It's not materialistic. It's things that you yearn for as a child, that your inner child needed. And so you look to break that abusive cycle by giving your child, fulfilling your child in those ways that you did not receive as a child. That resulted you in having this childhood trauma. So yes, y'all, number one is your narcissistic mother will never give you her validation or approval. And so you end up seeking that from outside people. Well, I thought I had a honk at him, honey. Don't be playing with me. Stay in your lane. Shit. That Florida come out, y'all. From New York, but that Florida will come out. Excuse me if my voice is a little raspy, as we went to the beach yesterday and there was a lot of running and screaming involved. Number two, they become their daughters bullies. So they become your first bully by instilling their fears, insecurities, their self-doubt. I can recall many times where I just needed my mother to give me the confirmation, the security, the uplifting, the strength, the confidence to pursue something, where I will run something by her. You know, as a chosen one with big dreams, I was misunderstood a lot. And now, you know, I stop that. I don't need nobody's confirmation, especially if it's going to bring abusive, toxic tendencies. If it's going to bring abusive, toxic ways like self-doubt. So I would tell her about a plan I would have doing with any of my talents, any of my dreams, and immediately her fear and self-doubt will take over, and she will instill that. She will instill that to me, and it's something that is debilitating, y'all, especially for my mothers out there that have children and may be unaware that they transfer their same anxiety, their fear, their self-doubt, they transfer that onto their children unknowingly. And as a survivor from narcissistic abuse, I want to say that this is something that spiritually gets you stuck. Like, it's very paralyzing when you have a mother that you seek that closure from, that connection from. You know what I mean? Out here trying to figure things out, and all they give you is their fear, their self-doubt, their insecurity. Oh, well, how are you going to do that? What? These are some of the examples, some of the things that they will respond to you when you're telling them of a dream or of something that you are going to tackle. You know what I mean? So also, it makes you become somebody, and they do this when you need them the most. When you need that affirmation the most, they will hit you with their own self-doubt, and it will bring your confidence down. I want to say that, I am going to go into story time from something, that I experienced, because everything that I talk about on this podcast is real life shit, is, from real life experiences. And it's like something that really kind of caused me to sabotage my own growth is not feeling the security that I've needed, because you have to have confidence, an extreme amount of confidence to chase your dreams, y'all. You have to have high self-esteem. You have to believe in yourself, and you really have to have a high confidence level. And when you have, when like they say, be your own people, when you have a mother that constantly makes you doubt yourself, what it causes you to do is causes you to seek to do better, because you instinctually think that something is wrong with you. It's you, right? As a child, you always tend to blame yourself when your parents don't protect you like they should, or don't love you like you need to be loved. Like they say, love languages, you know what I mean? So what it causes you to do in the end, like cause and effect, it really makes you become, as a result, a perfectionist. This is how this affected me and really caused me to sabotage my own growth, because instead of believing in myself and having that confidence to go for certain things, I would doubt myself and not make that move. So it's like, not only does it cause you to be a perfectionist because you'll never think you're good enough, but it also, in the same token, will cause you to procrastinate, because that same negative train of thought of thinking you're not good. Woo, this is deep, y'all. Thank you, Holy Spirit, because I did not have planned to go this deep, and this is only number 2, y'all. But it is that same negative self-talk of thinking you're not good enough that will cause you to delay to start things. And let me tell y'all, something that I learned is all you got to do is start. Once you start, baby, it's a wrap. That's it. Once you start, you golden, because that is the first step. Yes. They will never celebrate you. So what happens is you end up never feeling loved and valued. And your accomplishments and the times that you most need that support, they never celebrate you. They never congratulate you. Instead, they instill you with their spirit of worry and anxiety. That spirit of worry and anxiety and doubt. Always thinking, also fear. Always thinking that something will go wrong. You know what I mean? Like looking for a problem instead of actually congratulating you for a milestone. And so what happens is you really do end up not feeling loved and valued by anyone, because your source of love and confidence and affirmations come from the home until you build your life. And we'll talk a little bit about that because, these narcissists, they're also so controlling that they will never allow you to fly. The moment that you tell them that you're planning on flying or doing something major, they sabotage, and they, like they say, in a sense, they cut your wings. They cut your wings, y'all, because they'll sit there and bring up all the negative shit, all the negative that can happen, all the fear, all the worry, when all you really need is that push, that support. In my story time, I will discuss how when I graduated with my bachelor's degree, my mother pretty much ruined that moment of coming out and getting congratulated after, graduating and doing the walk at the ceremony. And this is what they do when they are not the center of attention, y'all. They will, like, if it's a celebration or an accomplishment or something for you, their love and support will always come with negativity attached to it, toxicity. So it'll always come attached with some type of chaos that they create in order to make themselves feel and be the hero in every narrative. So something that narcissists are pros at is controlling the narrative. This is what they do, y'all. And this is what they do to remain the center of attention. Number 4. Number 4. With their avoidant and neglectful ways, they cause their daughters to be self-sabotaging. Because, as you know, this causes a lot of internal chaos. When your daughter is looking for you for love and support, connection, and you're pouring out neglect and avoidance, what ends up happening is that your daughter becomes self-sabotaging because the message that you're sending is that you don't believe in her. When she's trying to get closure from you to heal from the trauma that you've put in your daughter as a neglectful mother and, narcissistically abusive, emotionally abusive mother, the message that you send out constantly is that she's not worth anything for you to even take accountability for your actions, that she's not worth your love. Woo, that's deep, y'all. And this is very hurtful. I want to go ahead and not only share my story and spread awareness and healing to those that are healing or still going through narcissistic abuse from their parents, nevertheless their partners that they choose, but I want to show my love and just share that it does get better. When you start to love people that have hurt you tremendously, because this is very hurtful to a daughter, to endure, and especially when you are becoming conscious of the pain that your parents may have put you through. Nobody is saying that anybody is perfect. There is no perfect parent. But when a child is trying to reach out to you for your closure, your love, and your support, and all you give back is neglect, like, oh, I didn't do that. Like, you take no responsibility and accountability. You basically point the finger at all of the flaws that your daughter has, without taking accountability for maybe some of the things that affected her to be the way she is from the way you have been towards her. How cold and, abandoning, you end up growing up with abandonment issues, y'all, because the truth of the matter is, just because a parent is physically there, just because a parent is supporting and providing for you, doesn't mean that they actually make you feel loved and connected. doesn't mean that they're actually there for you emotionally and spiritually, y'all. This is so deep because, oh, is that sand? This is so deep, y'all, because to be honest, I felt alone throughout my entire childhood around a big family. And it all starts in your home. You know what I mean? It all starts how you receive love and the type of love that you receive. You know, if any time you point something out that maybe has hurt your feelings, anytime you try to get that closure and all you get back is abandonment, neglect, and avoidance from your mother, that sends a clear message that you're not even good enough for the closure that you need, the type of love that you need to be able to heal. So I want to share my love and my condolences to those that are currently experiencing narcissistic abuse or any type of emotional abuse and are trying to heal from it, because it is very hard, especially when you're still connected to these people, because it's like a slap in the face consistently, you know. And anytime you need their support the most, they'll slap you in the face with avoidance. They'll neglect you again. They'll show you once more that they don't respect your shit. There is no better way to put it, y'all. And at some point you give up on searching for that connection and you start building your community, your tribe, and God will start aligning those people, y'all. Let me tell y'all something. I don't miss nobody that I was connected to that honestly, constantly emotionally abandoned me, and just neglected my feelings. Number 5, last but not least, a narcissistic mother will compete with her daughter. Yes, y'all. A narcissistic mother will compete with her daughter when she is not the center of attention and when her daughter is not living her life like she wants her to. They will also be resentful. So if a narcissistic mother's daughter is not doing as she wishes, and sometimes they try to live their life and their goals that they weren't able to accomplish through their daughter. Yes, y'all, and I've been through this firsthand, where you tell your mother something they should be proud of you or happy for you that you've accomplished or that has happened to you or that you've been blessed with, like an opportunity or something. And instead of your mother saying, "Oh, that is so great," she'll bring something else. "Oh, when I was your age." So the dynamic that brings the envy in them is competitive. Now, me as a mother now, for a mother to be competing with her daughter is so sick, and they project this. So they will turn it around and say that you're competing with them or that you're jealous of them, which you have no reason to be jealous of your mother. You don't even have the ability to be jealous of the one that gave you life. I know maybe some people may, but as for me, it don't even it's unnatural. You know what I mean? So, yes, y'all. And it's very sad, because who in their right mind will put their child down because they're low-key envious of the opportunities that they have at hand, of the things that they're accomplishing, of maybe the things that they're resentful for not being able to accomplish, or for choosing not to pursue because they chose to give birth to you. Because let's just be real, nobody asked to be here. Yes, y'all, I'm going to go ahead. Please remember to thumbs up, like, share, and subscribe to the channel. And remember, when you subscribe to the channel, this is how you start your journey on turning your pain into power. Now, y'all, don't judge me, because I had to take these lashes off, y'all, because we was out there in this heat at this art gallery. But we're here, and the eyeliner is still lining, baby. But yes, y'all, I'm going to go ahead and go into story time. Story time. So we're going to go into story time, y'all, of a time in my life where I needed my mother's love and support the most. Where you need all your friends' love and support the most, which is when I graduated from the university with my bachelor's degree back in 2006, y'all. And I still remember this because Something that is very, very common in narcissistic people is that they will ruin any special occasion, accomplishment, or family reunion or holiday, because in their minds everything has to be about them. Nobody else has the time to shine. And I remember specifically that, my parents have had a dysfunctional, toxic relationship all of my life. And this was a time that I really needed them to get it together. Thankfully, I had a lot of friends that showed me so much love and support in this time, but it still stands out as a time where I remember the chaos that my mother started. When you finish walking and you go out to meet your family, my family wasn't able to find that exit or entrance all of the graduates come out of. So my mother is on the phone cursing me out, telling me I should have told them where, I shouldn't have left through there, when I had told them where we were coming out of. And I specifically remember her telling me that I had to find them. Now, isn't that some crazy shit, y'all? I had to find them, but it's my graduation. Thankfully, at the time, I was in a relationship with someone that he had already found where I was at, brought me flowers, made me feel the love and support that I needed at that time. And, it just shows that narcissistic people are very self-centered, very selfish, and that she used even this time in my life to center it, make herself the center of attention by making herself being out to be the hero of not being able to find me and making me to be the one to blame of why they are so dysfunctional that they were not able to find where I was coming out of, and it's like, I'm very grateful for everything that my parents have done for me. But these toxic, narcissistic, these emotionally abusive ways are something that mark you. And if you don't take nothing from this episode, I want you to know that this is your confirmation to live your life to the fullest. Don't let anyone be the author of your story. Don't let anyone narrate your story. This is your story. This is your life. Always control the storyline, the direction of where it's going, and this is how they emotionally abuse. This is how I had to get on over on their head. And this is how they emotionally abuse and control you and overpower you. So if you don't take nothing from this episode, is don't let them ruin nothing else in your life with their self-centered, attention-seeking ways. Their narcissistic ways, y'all. Don't allow them to depict anything in your life and to ruin your special moments. Live your life for you and live it to the fullest. Thank you for tuning into today's episode on Turn Pain into Power podcast. As usual, it is a blessing to be a blessing. It is a pleasure to serve my community and to serve all of these topics with healing energy that will, in turn, show you how to turn your pain into power. Because healing from narcissistic abuse from my own parents, nevertheless, a relationship with the ex-narcissist is one of the hardest things that I have overcome. And if I can be that person that can spread awareness and speak on these topics and give y'all that confirmation that y'all need, baby, God has anointed me with this gift and I am gonna use it. Okay? Y'all have a blessed one. Stay sucker free and don't let these narcissists continue to control the narrative. That is what they love. They love the power, they love the control, and this is your story. So live it to the fullest. Deuces.